Well, hello and welcome to LB Things, Stuff and More. So, you know what? We're going to do a little bit of an update on the worm bin. Since it's been such nice weather, the worms have been pretty active. And got some nice vermiculture coming along here. Now, there's a bunch of these little guys down here. Let's see if we can't get a nice little... all at the bottom, probably, because it's nice and warm. And the thicker, you'll start to feel it. It gets pretty wet, like dirt that you haven't moved from underneath a rock or wet something damp. There's probably about 5,000 worms in this bin. And you can kind of go by the weight with worms. You don't really count them out. So, this side here is where I'm going to start to migrate them over. So I can start to cultivate this side for some vermiculture, AA fertilizer. So, for today's yummies, we've got some house vegetables, leftovers. You never want to give them any meat, ever, ever, ever. A little bit of eggshell, crushed up, is good. I also recommend using a bit of volcanic ash. Now, you can get this. I just bought some on Amazon, but you can probably find it in a local store, something, I don't know, maybe like a plant store. I'm sure they sell it, just Google it. And this is what the ash looks like. Super fine stuff. And so when we get our goodies in, I'll throw a little bit of that on top. Just a scoop. And so I just got some leftover salad in there. Let me go move this over a bit. There we go. And I've also got a little bit of coffee. Now you can't give them too much, but they love it. Speeds them up a little bit. Let's spread around. Just throw that in there too, because that's biodegradable. You don't want to give them too much citrus. They generally don't like, but there's a, orange pill or something or two in there. Don't, freak out. They'll eat it. So there's just about 2 bags of coffee from the last few days here. And, these are I gotta put that away. Got something else. Those are tomato seeds. And we've got some leftover cabbage. And some people like to go crazy and break it all up and all that mess. You don't want to give them super giant chunks, because the bigger it is, like a hardcore like this, will take a while to break down. And don't be surprised if you start to see little sprouts. This stuff is super potent. It will, whatever seeds are in here are going to germinate. If you recognize them, pull them out and plant them. Go for it. This is just some old newspaper that was in here for about a month ago. And this was all shredded. Now, there's absolutely no dirt in here at all. Not whatsoever, never to start with or anything. This is all literally worm poop. The best fertilizer. So, and by this time next year, I'll have my garden back to where it was. So we're going to use a little bit of this. I like to use this as to cover up, keep the flies and growth down. Gives them the nice little insulation. This is just some leftover potatoes and yams from dinner. And so, you can go through your fridge, clean it out. If you got one of those bins to where you guys, keep, toss away your food items that you aren't allowed to put in the trash. Some areas have that for an ordinance. And so we're going to just sprinkle a little bit of the worm ash in. Oh, yummy. Now, worms need this because they don't have a gizzard. And you'll probably hear me say that frequently throughout the worm videos, just as a reminder. Okay. And we are pretty much done. So what I'll do is I'll give this about a week to 10 days to kind of see who wants to crawl over here. And I'll just put back some of the really uneaten stuff. If you want to just kind of pick through. Let's go slide that bin back over here. You know, just what you can. And now you don't want to use grass, too much grass clippings either. And these guys started from an indoor bin. And so I'm acclimating them a bit to the outside because I'm going to be starting a bit more of a area here to where I can have proper worm culture all year round, even in the winter time, and that they will be they'll be safe, they won't freeze and all that kind of thing. So, and generally for worms, you want to keep them between about they do best no less than 50 degrees Fahrenheit to about, might say 90 Fahrenheit. You want to make sure that you keep your soil moist, kind of like about the consistency of a damp sponge. You know, you kind of want it to clump together. Oh, there's a worm in there. That's okay. I'm not squeezing terribly too hard. And worms are quite resilient. So we'll just cover a little bit of that. And you want to make sure to cover up the food just a bit because it will attract flies. But if you just cover it, you're in the clear. All right. And that is our worm bin video for the day, folks. And I'll be back to show a juicing video from the vermiculture that I like to use on my plants. And some of the stuff that we can use for this here. And this is completely organic. It smells wonderful. Just smells like just delicious earth. Alrighty. And thank you guys again for tuning in to LB Things, Stuff and More. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day.